I thought that was great. Let me ask you, Robert Costa is right. He's the national political reporter for the Washington Post. As I said, we're going to have the top reporters here throughout the evening. Now, on the ground here now, people are showing up. That's a reflective picture, right?
It is.
Big crowd.
I've been checking in with most of the campaigns in the last hour. They say across the state, western Iowa, central Iowa, eastern Iowa, at the college campuses and the small rural towns, a lot of turnout. Big turnout at the middle schools, the high schools, the churches. People are coming out, not just on the Republican side, both sides.
So a couple of reasons. One of the excitement about the two outlying candidates, right? I would assume. Is that a fair assumption?
Most
Trump and Sanders are drawing the extras in.
A lot of new registrations. To my sources, especially on the Republican side, are you watching who's signing in? A lot of people are registering tonight.
Which you can do in Iowa. You can walk up and say, I'm a Republican tonight.
That's right.
And I will act as a Republican. You can do the same thing as a Democrat. That's unusual in most states.
It's very unusual, but it could be a boon for Sanders and Trump. If they're bringing new people, that's the edge if they win. What
do you make of this thing that came up earlier today? You weren't with me in that hotel lobby. People telling me, grown-ups, not first-time voters, and you can vote here if you're 17, if you're going to turn 18 by November. People that haven't made up their mind even today, but they are going to vote. They've committed to vote, but not for anybody especially.
I've been hearing from party officials in the Republican Party that people are calling to headquarters trying to figure out what to do. They want to participate in the process. But what's striking is when you talk to voters today, heading to the caucuses an hour ago, they still haven't made a decision. They want to participate.
But they're committed to the process.
They're committed to the process. They want to keep the process. This state values the caucuses. They recognize...
I heard that from David Yepsen, by the way.
But no,
He's saying
true.
How this is reflective of the whole country. It's a great representation. That can be disputed.
It is something that this state carries with pride. And unless you go around and talk to people, they talk about it like a family affair in this state. And they want it to stay. They know the party committees could easily nationalize the primaries next time around. They want to stay first.
I just saw a minority voter there. I mean, it is largely a white crowd, to be blunt about it.
It's a very white state, but this is an election. When you're walking around today, an hour ago, because I was really trying to get outside and figure out what's happening in Des Moines, and you sense Democrats are coming out for Clinton, especially veteran Democrats, people who've been here for decades voting. They want to send a signal that the party shouldn't go too far left. Bernie, college students, they're all with Bernie.
Let's talk about the Trump just for a second. That could be the big news of the night. Donald Trump, you've covered him as well as anybody in the business. You've followed after him. You've got some rapport with him about questioning. What do you make of his look at tonight and what it means to him?
The biggest moment of his campaign. He had a choice in early January to not play here. He could have let Cruz win Iowa, give it a little bit of attention, focus on where he was ahead, New Hampshire, South Carolina. He decided to go at Cruz, question about...
Early knockout.
Early knockout. That was the key decision. And if he wins tonight, when no one expected him to be the favorite here, that's the key moment in the race.
That's exactly, Brian and Rachel, what John Kerry did here in 2004. He said, I'm not going to wait for New Hampshire. I'm going to come here and knock out Howard Dean. He slammed him dead here, and he won the nomination. So it does show a lot of guts to come out here and say, I'm going to win on the first round. And it looks like that was what Trump's still hoping to do tonight. Back to you, Brian and Rachel.
Chris Matthews with Robert Costa out in Des Moines. 3 quick points we're hearing from viewers. Yes, when the doors close, we will still be able to see these caucuses at work. Yes, you heard that you can caucus if you're 17 in Iowa, as long as you're turning 18 by November. And why is Iowa the first in the country? It is because it is, and the party enforces it. They will actually penalize you with convention delegates if you try to jump in front of Iowa as the first caucus or New Hampshire as the first primary. And we're going to take another break as we approach the top of the hour and the closing of the doors, where our cameras will remain behind. It's caucus night in Iowa, Decision 2016.